G'day everyone, it's Saturday afternoon here in Wanaka. It's the 6th of June. Overnight last night we had a really good snowfall, so there's a lot of snow on the mountains at the moment. There's lots of snow around everywhere. It's come down quite low. I'm not sure exactly how low the snow's fallen, but it's not sort of right in town here on the ground, but it's certainly a good amount of snow, and it's on all the hills, all the mountains. There's some amazingly dark, gloomy, moody clouds out there at the moment. So it's about 2 hours before sunset. So I'm going to last minute decision to just jump in the car and go for a drive and see what I can find, and hopefully get a few images of the first good snowfall of the season. So I'm not really that prepared. I'm going to head up the road up towards the Lindis Pass. I'm sure there'll be snow up there. Whether the pass is actually open or not, I did hear this morning that the pass might be closed from snow, but they do plough that road as well, so I think it'll be okay. So yeah, I'm going to take a drive up there and see what I can find. So come along for the ride, and hopefully we can get a few good shots and show you some beautiful New Zealand winter. Let's go. Hey guys, so arrived at the summit, or just near the summit of the Lindis Pass. It's just a reserve, or a docks reserve on this side of the pass. This is on the southern side of the pass. Good spot, one of my favourite spots here. I come here a lot. So I've just parked the car and I'm just walking in. It's not that far to where I want to shoot. It's probably only, how far is it? Maybe a kilometre's walk, so not far. I know I'm the only one that's been in here today because there's very fresh snow and no footprints, which is good. Really good snow, there's heaps. It's probably about 2 or 3 inches thick, the snow, so it's a good fall. And it was down quite low actually, coming up the pass from Taurus. There was snow quite a fair way down, so it's good. It's cold here. It's about 0, I think, 0 degrees. It's probably about an hour or so until sunset, so hopefully I know this area fairly well, so I've got a bit of a shot in mind. Whoa. Just depends on the light, but hopefully it'll work. I'm even thinking about trying to shoot a pano as well, so we'll see how we go. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so I've got to this location. I haven't really walked that far, probably 800 meters. You can probably see behind me here what's happening. There's some good light catching these little mountains at the back here. This is sort of a favourite spot of mine. I have shot here a few times before, but I haven't got conditions like this here before, or maybe once a few years ago. I expect some nice light to catch these quite peaky mountains up behind me here, so I'll get the 24 to 70 out. I'll have a shot at those with a 24 to 70, just see how it goes. I haven't got the composition framed up yet, but I'll show you when I find something that looks decent. You can see the road or the track sort of going straight through the middle of the frame there, so possibly incorporate that. The main track's just down below me here. I've actually climbed up on the side of a little hill just to get a little bit more elevation, just so I'm sort of looking down on that track going up through the valley there. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'm not a bit late. Just before the sun sets, a little bit of nice light to catch those mountains behind me. There's some pretty good light there now, so I'll hustle, get the 24 to 70 on and just see what I can come up with there. It'd be nice if that cloud would just lift a little bit, just to reveal those peaks up there, because they're pretty nice little sort of sharp, almost like shark tooth type peaks up the back there. So conditions are good, but can't complain. If I don't get any good images this afternoon, I'll be back out tomorrow, and I think I should be able to come up with at least one or two good images to throw into this video. So first good snowfall of the season, just good to be out. I'm keen, so I'll get the camera out and see if I can get a couple of decent shots. I have just moved down the hill a tiny bit, just changed my composition. If you have a look on the back of the screen here, I really want to try and get the road coming in from this bottom left hand corner and then winding up through the middle of the frame. So I'll just explain the way I've composed this. I actually really like this composition. It's very well balanced. I have the third grids up on the screen, so the road comes in from the bottom left corner. I like things that lead in from the corners. It doesn't go right to the middle of the frame, but it certainly pulls you in and down the middle and to the mountains at the back. And if you look at the mountains at the back, although the clouds are starting to cover those mountains quite a bit now, there's good light catching patches of those. There's some real sort of highlights in those clouds and some real mood there. I've got a graduated filter on the top here that it's a 4-stop medium grad. I'm purposely using it on top just to darken that sky down and give it that real sort of atmosphere and moodiness. Shooting at f16 because I want some nice depth of field right through the frame. So I want, pretty much from the foreground right through to the mountains at the back to be nice and sharply focused. So I'm just going to take a frame there now. Yep, that's really nice. The clouds, as you can see, the clouds are sort of starting to dip down now and they're covering those peaks, which is a little bit disappointing. But in saying that, the composition's really good, and I'm not going to move from here because it's not that far away from sunset. So I'm just going to sit here and back my better judgment and hope I get a few good shots here. I think I already have, to be honest. Like these are pretty nice wintry shots. So let's just talk a little bit more about the composition. So again, I'll just bring those grids up on the screen there. Everything's in thirds, so essentially I've got sort of 2/3 of the frame below the horizon, if you like, and 1/3 above the horizon. Generally speaking, I do like to sort of go relatively somewhere around the old-fashioned rule of thirds because I think it just works. This mountain here, although it's sort of buried in the clouds now, it's quite a dominant mountain with a big sort of shark tooth point on the top of it, and I've got it purposely right on the third line, so it's 1/3 in from the edge. And then, the other third line from the left-hand side, it's sort of, there is a mountain on that as well, which is sort of behind the clouds now too. But there's some nice highlights in the clouds too. You can probably see little tinges of yellowy pink. They'll probably come up pretty nice in post-production. So yeah, I'll just bring that screen back up. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking at. That's with a 24-70. I'm zoomed in at about, actually I'm zoomed right in. I'm at 70 mil, which is a pretty good focal length for this scene, I think. So we'll sit on that. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to wait here now, and hopefully those clouds will lift a little bit. I like being where I am, where I'm a little bit elevated above the road or the track here, just so I can, emphasize that track a little bit more. I might try just adjusting my composition a little bit, not much, by moving to the left a little bit more and potentially trying to get that road still coming in from that bottom left corner, but potentially going right into the middle of the frame. If I can get that and still get that big sawtooth mountain on the third line, I think I'll be pretty well spot on composition wise. But that composition's pretty good. So let's just wait and see what happens. Alright guys, well you can see up the back here, the clouds lifted. There's just a few little tinges of pink coming through the clouds there, some really nice soft light. Definitely got some good frames out of this. I've met up with another photographer here, Corey. He's standing right beside me. He's actually shooting a pano with an old Fuji pano camera, which is really cool. So what's your second name, Corey?
Marshall.
Corey Marshall. So look him up. I'll post. You've got Instagram, haven't you? Yeah. I'll post a link to his Instagram so you can check out his stuff. It's getting pretty close to sunset now, so I probably won't shoot any more video. I'll just concentrate on maybe getting a couple more frames here. But definitely worth coming out. Really beautiful afternoon or evening. Hopefully you'll get to see a couple of these images this time round. So tomorrow I might actually head up to Mount Cook or Twizel, that sort of area. I'm assuming there'll be plenty of snow up there as well, so might go up there and have a look around and hopefully get a bit more video and hopefully some more images as well. But this is a place I've been quite a few times over the years and never got a really amazing shot here. Got some good ones, but not like really good ones. Quietly confident that I've got a good shot here this evening, so I'm happy. And it's just nice to be out. And I got to meet up with Corey as well, so it's all good. Righto guys, stay tuned. Talk to you again soon.